Oh, boy. Hello, hello. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi. As you can see, I'm here from the camper.
Yeah, we're so excited to have Rhonda back. This is amazing because we went the last 2 weeks without her, and I definitely felt her. I felt the loss of not having Rhonda with me. Although I will say, Dr. Jen and Gracie both did a great job of filling in for her. She's got big shoes to fill. But so today she was back. We had our 8 o'clock call with our masters. And I felt like it was a pretty deep call. I think a lot of people were having some breakthroughs. I know it's a topic that I have a lot of breakthroughs on. And then we did our 8 o'clock call, or excuse me, 9 o'clock call with Self-Made Mind and Body. So I'll go back to that. I'm just curious, Rhonda, what were some of your takeaways from the master's call?
Well, I love that you opened it up with the feelings of maybe summer ending and then fall starting. And some people had different feelings about that. Of, oh, sad because summer's over, but excited for the beginning of a new season and what changes were to come. So that was great. You also covered when working through the unintentional mind math, how to check yourself, check your work, see if it's working and if it's working for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that that's important, especially for people who have like perfectionistic tendencies where they really get hung up on, am I doing this right or not? And so I gave them kind of a little formula, I guess, if you will, a framework to be able to check your work. And so I really challenged our masters to check their work all week long and see what kind of difference that makes. But we started off by asking, like, the circumstance of today for everybody probably who's watching is August 31st. And I was so curious to know how people were feeling about that circumstance. Now, those of you who have followed us for a while, you know that it's not the circumstance that's making you feel anything, it's the thoughts that you're having about it. So it was so interesting because we had people from Minnesota, we had people from Arizona, we had people from Florida, Georgia on the call. And based on weather alone, we had the same thought, but it was like dot, dot, dot. There was like a kind of, it looks like a very innocent thought of summer is almost over. And one person from Minnesota said that that made them feel sad. And the person from Arizona said that made her super excited because she's ready to get out of the weather. And same thing with the person from the East Coast was kind of saying the same thing. But summer is almost over. Why is that a problem? Let's get to the root thought. Summer is almost over, and that means the kids are going back to school. Well, why is that a problem? Are there a lot of, are there a lot of responsibilities that come with that? Like, what is the real thought around the root thought around summer is almost over? You want to get to that root thought to understand why you're feeling what it is that you're feeling. So it's always a great tool to use something so benign as a date or a time. Often we use a weight, stepping onto the scale. And that does not feel benign to very many people. But you can give a date, and that really illustrates beautifully the difference between how people think about it and how those thoughts make them feel, and how it is not the circumstance that makes you feel something, it's the thought that you're having about it. And so I would just challenge anybody who's listening today to really look at that circumstance and ask yourself, how do you feel about it? And why is that? What's your thought? Okay. So that's what we did in Masters. We also talked about really separating your feeling, whatever that feeling is, from the story that you have about the circumstance. And why that is so powerful is because often we are in fear of a feeling. So, for example, deprivation. A lot of people who are going on a diet, they are they have a fear around a feeling of deprivation. And they'll do anything they can to kind of blunt that fear, which looks like indulging, right? That's usually what we do when we don't want to feel deprivation. We give in to something. And often that doesn't end well either. You end up gaining weight, or you end up overeating or over drinking. And the realization of the thought that you have, or the belief that you have around the feeling of deprivation, can change everything. And so it's a little bit of 2.0 work. That's what we did in masters. And I think that, like I said, there were a lot of breakthroughs today in that call. Anything that you want to talk about from our self-made mind and body class today?
Yeah, today we really got kind of into actions with self-made mind and body. We talked about fasting and extending their fast to a longer period of time, and some of the thoughts around that. And people that were asking about it made it seem like it was more about what hacks can I use and what can I do, instead of her thought around it being hard. And I really think that she realized, or that they realized, that it's the thoughts is so powerful in whether they think they can or they can't accomplish it. So we kind of went through the thought work about it, as well as some different actions they can do to help them extend their fast to a longer period of time.
Yeah. And we talked about what is a fast technically. Now, a lot of people under different circumstances would answer that in a variety of ways. We would answer that in the context of metabolic health, right? Weight loss is a byproduct of metabolic health. And so we are going for mental and metabolic health here at Self Made You. We would answer that with the does it raise your blood glucose? And so we teach people how to collect the data of their blood glucose, of their ketones, so that they can understand whether that is technically metabolically breaking their fast. So other people would say a fast is like 0 calories or no food or no water, right? We talk about it in the context of, does it raise your blood glucose or not? We know, again, that that's going to make you metabolically fit, which becomes the springboard of losing weight if you have weight to lose. So I think that's really interesting. And then I would also say the other, what kind of dawned on me was that, these people who feel like they need a prescribed list of things to do, we do give you our suggestions. We offer those every single week on the live call. We offer it through our app. We do hold your hand through what it is that you should be doing. But that is, that is not unlike every other weight loss program out there. What we do best, and what separates us from every other program out there, is the fact that we solve the problem at the level of your mind. We heighten your level of awareness around how it is that you're feeling and how that leads to overeating, right? We're solving the root problem of over desire. And so if you are looking for the final way, something that you have not yet learned to lose weight, to become metabolically fit, I highly recommend looking at our Self-Made Mind and Body program. We are just launching this week a taste test, pardon the pun, but we are launching a taste test of our program. So if you are somebody who has been wanting to experience the Self-Made Mind and Body, or what Self-Made You is all about, or experience our community or the app or live coaching, I highly recommend reaching out to us. We have a $200 offer for anyone who wants to experience 30 days of Self-Made You, and you'll get the module on foods for fuel. So you are really off to, a great start in the Self-Made Mind and Body program. For $200, you get to come to 4 group coaching calls. You get to experience the community. I mean, it is a heck of a deal. And I think if we had all of our students that were on the last 2 calls here, they'd be like, don't think about that. Just do it. It truly is a no-brainer. So anything you want to say about that, Rhonda?
Yeah, I wish I would have had that opportunity. I kind of went in blind, but being able to have had just 30 days to really understand how it works and understand the way you teach and how we use the mind math to really structure what we're doing. It's just a no-brainer. Check it out. You will love it. And then you make a decision. You
Yeah.
want to move forward or you don't.
Yeah. So, your homework for today, I don't usually give homework on these calls, but I'm going to give homework today. I want you to ask yourself, how are you feeling today about the circumstance of August 31st, or maybe tomorrow, September 1st? How are you feeling? I want you guys to really get clear on that. And then I want you to pinpoint that, connect the dots to the thought that you're having around it, right? It's really the thought that's making you feel something. It's nothing else besides the thought. It is not the circumstance. And then I would encourage you to look into our taste test. Get a sampling of what it's like to be a self-made youth student. We are so excited about offering this to the world. Like, you have no reason to ever again say, I don't have any idea what it would be like to work with a life coach, or I don't have any idea of how I would solve the problem of my weight at the level of my mind. You guys, this is why you've always struggled, is because you've always followed the script of what you've thought you need to do, which is, checking boxes. That's not it. And I think if you just look at your past experience, you would agree with me. So there you have it. We'll see you back here next week.
Bye.